You're driving home. Normal night, radio low, mind on dinner. Then suddenly, red and blue lights explode in your rearview mirror. You pull over, engine off, hands on the wheel. The officer walks up, license, registration. Then his flashlight sweeps your interior, and it stops. Passenger seat, an envelope, cash inside. He pauses, looks at you, and asks one simple question. Where'd you get all this cash? Every single day, drivers answer that question. And every single day, that answer costs them thousands of dollars they will never see again. I've personally analyzed over 500 real cases where officers seize cash during routine traffic stops. I've reviewed hundreds of body cam videos showing exactly how one sentence turns a basic stop into a full-blown financial nightmare. Today, I'm going to show you the 5 exact words that protect your money, the 3 mistakes that guarantee you lose it, and the legal reality about cash that police departments quietly exploit every single day. Let's get into it. Picture this. You just got paid in cash for a side job. Maybe you're a contractor who wrapped up a renovation. Maybe you sold your motorcycle. Maybe you pulled cash from the bank to help family with medical expenses. $2,000 in an envelope. Passenger seat, broken tail light, traffic stop. Officer approaches. You hand over your license and registration. Flashlight sweep. Envelope. What's in the envelope? Your heart rate spikes. You're not doing anything illegal. The money is yours. You earned it legally. So your brain says, be honest. That'll clear this up. Most people think that, and that's exactly why most people lose their money. Oh, that's just cash I got paid today. Watch the body cam. The officer's tone shifts instantly. How much cash? About $2,000. Where'd you get it? This is where the first critical mistake happens. You explain. I do landscaping. I sold my truck. I withdrew it from my bank for my mom's surgery. Sounds innocent, right? But here's what just happened on camera. You admitted to carrying a large amount of cash. You provided a narrative, and now the officer has something to investigate. If any detail doesn't check out perfectly, if your neighbor doesn't answer the phone, if the bank record isn't immediately accessible, if your explanation sounds even slightly unusual, you've just handed the officer reasonable suspicion for civil asset forfeiture. That's the process where police seize your money without charging you with a crime. Once it's taken, getting it back means attorneys, motions, and fighting the government in civil court. Most people never recover it. Why? Because it makes zero sense to spend $3,000 in legal fees to recover $2,000 in cash. So they give up. The officer didn't need a warrant. He didn't need probable cause. He just needed you to talk, and you gave him everything in 15 seconds. When officers ask about cash, your brain tells you explaining proves innocence. That instinct is exactly what asset forfeiture training relies on. Officers are trained in forfeiture procedures. They know most people will volunteer information that builds the case against their own property. Let me show you how this escalates. You say, I got paid for landscaping. Officer asks, who paid you? You give a name. What's their phone number? You don't have it memorized. On camera, your story just weakened. Where do they live? You're unsure of the full address. Now you hesitate. You stammer. Suspicion grows with every pause. Or maybe you said you sold a car. Who bought it? You answer. Do you have a bill of sale? It's at home. What year was it? You answer. Officer runs the VIN. Title isn't transferred yet. Now it looks like you're lying about selling a car you still legally own. On body cam, you're contradicting official records. Here's the psychology. Officers are trained to watch for indicators. Indicator 1, large amounts of cash. Indicator 2, nervous behavior. Indicator 3, inconsistent story. Indicator 4, travel on known drug corridors. That's all they need. Now you have to prove your money is legitimate. The burden flips. Here's the correct move. When the officer asks, where did you get this cash? You say exactly this. I prefer not to answer questions. Say it calmly. Say it respectfully. Say it clearly. Don't mumble. Don't argue. Don't explain. I prefer not to answer questions. That's your Fifth Amendment right. You are not required to explain your finances during a traffic stop. period. If the officer pushes, "Why won't you tell me? You got something to hide?" You repeat and without deviation, "I'm respectfully exercising my right to remain silent." Those exact words, not "I don't want to talk," not "I'd rather not say." The legal phrase is, "I'm exercising my right to remain silent." That puts it on record that you're invoking constitutional protection, not hiding guilt. Remember these two phrases. I prefer not to answer questions. I'm respectfully exercising my right to remain silent. Practice them. Now comes the next tactic. Permission. You don't mind if I count it, do you? Mind if I take a quick look in that envelope? This is the consent trap. The wording is deliberate. If you say yes, consent. If you say no, sounds like agreement. Most people shrug. Sure, I guess. Or they just hand it over. The moment you consent, everything changes. The officer now has legal permission to handle your property. While counting, he's evaluating bill condition, bundling style, rubber bands, odors, denominations. You invited him to build a seizure case. Worse, if he finds anything, even something you didn't know was there, it's fair game. You consented. You can never challenge that search later. Here's the correct response. Officer asks, "You don't mind if I count it, do you?" You say, "I do not consent to any searches." Not "I'd rather you didn't." Not "Do you have to?" A clear statement. I do not consent to any searches. If he pushes, "I'm just trying to help." Routine. You repeat calmly, "I understand, officer, but I do not consent to any searches." Courts have ruled that unclear responses can be interpreted as consent. This phrase creates a clean body cam record. If he searches anyway, you preserved your rights. If you consent, you gave them up forever. Memorize this. I do not consent to any searches. After refusal, officers often switch tactics. Casual questions. Where are you headed? Where are you coming from? Every answer creates risk. You say home, but you're driving away from your address. Suspicious. You say work, but you left hours ago. Now you're explaining detours. Here's a real body cam exchange. Officer, where'd you get the money? Driver, I prefer not to answer. Officer, you working today? Driver, yeah, that's the mistake. Once you answer anything, officers assume you're willing to talk. After invoking silence, maintain it. Officer, where you headed? You. I'm respectfully not answering questions. Officer, why so difficult? You. I'm simply exercising my rights. Stay calm, stay polite, stay consistent. Silence protects you, answers endanger you. Here's what most people don't know. Police can seize cash without charging you. It's called civil asset forfeiture. The case is filed against your property, literally titled United States versus $2,000 in currency. You must prove innocence. This varies by state. Texas, seizure can happen on the spot. New Mexico, conviction required. Most states, civil court fight. Case law matters. In United States versus $83,250, the court ruled that traveling with large cash can justify seizure without other criminal evidence. Triggers include cash over $1,000, nervous behavior, conflicting stories, travel corridors, bundling patterns. Your explanations don't help. They hurt. No answers, no inconsistencies, no ammunition. Here's the full protocol. Step 1, safety, hands on the wheel. Do not touch the cash. State clearly, "Officer, my hands are visible." Step 2, clarify. "Officer, is that a request or an order?" Requests can be declined. Step 3, recording. For transparency, I'm recording as well. Step 4, phrase sequence. I prefer not to answer questions. I do not consent to any searches. I'm exercising my right to remain silent. I'm cooperating with the traffic stop. These create a legal shield. If the officer finishes the ticket, ask, "Am I free to leave?" Rodriguez versus United States prohibits extending stops for fishing expeditions. If cash is seized anyway, get a receipt, badge number, time, location. Contact an attorney immediately. Your refusal strengthens your case. Here's the principle. When police ask about your money, your words can only hurt you. Silence stops the chain. Remember the 4 phrases? Am I free to leave? I'm exercising my right to remain silent. I want to speak with an attorney. I do not consent to any searches. Print them. Practice them. This is educational, not legal advice. If this helped you, hit like. Subscribe for more real-world legal breakdowns. Share this with someone before they lose money they worked hard for. Your money is your property. Your rights are your shield. Know both. Use both. Stay informed, stay protected, and remember, silence is strength.